All right, this is Josh Houchins again. I'm continuing on the video from section 4. This is going to be video number 2. I'm going to kind of pick up where I left off. Basically, as I was going on about owner financing, it's a great way to accumulate properties. It's a good way to spread your money out and get a numerous amount of properties at one go versus tying all your money up in one property. So that's just some advice for that. So going forward, another way to extract some money to acquire rental properties is borrowing against either some sort of CD that you have, an IRA, also a 401k. It can be done. I know a couple people who have done it. Actually, I know lots of people who have done it. And it's a really good way to get money from a bank at a great interest rate, knowing that they have the security of cash that's already in reserve somewhere. So this is another good strategy of getting money to buy property. At that point, just depending on what your bank wants, you might own it outright with that money. It might just be like a line of credit they've given you. If that's the case, that was the way I would go. I wouldn't give them a first lien position also with a security of my 401k, IRA, or any kind of retirement fund that you're potentially using as collateral. Definitely don't double collateralize that money. But if you feel comfortable doing that, again, it's your call. I would recommend staying away from that if at all possible. Also looking at other terms to get that money. So moving forward with that, another thing that I'd like to talk about just very briefly on the rental property business that a lot of people have this, black cloud or stigma around is mobile homes. Mobile homes are a great cash flow type of property. I like mobile homes, also like duplexes, triplexes, anything that I'm getting multiple tenants in one building on one parcel of land is always usually very heavily a very good cash flow property. So with that being said, don't be afraid of the mobile homes. Mobile homes you can buy cheap, you can get a good amount of rent for them, and also by acquiring small pieces of land in rural areas, you can put more than one home on the parcel of property that you own. Not necessarily saying that you're going to get 30 or 40 mobile homes and create a mobile home park. That is another option. I personally haven't gotten into a full-on mobile home park yet. I know some other investor friends of mine that actually sold off a lot of their property and ended up going into it. It's one of the strongest return on investments that I've found, in a long time. Your dollar on dollar return is extremely high, but it has a stigma about it. You're also going to look at your exit strategy of when you get to the point in your life that you no longer want this property, it's going to be hard to sell. It's another type of property that banks aren't really keen on lending on. So just depending on how old you are, how you're getting into it, if it's something you want to pass down to a generation, that's just a really key factor on doing a mobile home investment is your exit strategy. Another good way is financing them back out to the people who are renting the property from you. Give them a 30-year note, decent interest rate. You're obviously not going to be able to do bank rates because you're not a bank. So you're going to make a great amount of cash flow off the property, and you still own the land that mobile home is on. And you don't have maintenance costs. You don't have a lot of the other headaches of having a rental property. So that's a great strategy at that point. And if they pay the loan off in a period of time, then they can move it or keep paying you lot rent. It's a good strategy. I'm personally looking at a couple deals now that I'm trying to actually get into that market on a larger scale, parks that are 30, 40, 50, 60 trailer homes in a lot. I personally have done a lot of research on it over the last year, and it's a pretty solid investment. So let's move on the rental property business, and this comes to management. Are you going to manage your own properties, or are you going to hire a professional? This is not really somewhere I'm coming from with the direct advice. I would have to know the individual on this. Personally, I don't want to have to deal with it. I think paying 7-8% on a monthly basis is more beneficial to me. I don't really want to have to collect rent. I don't want to have to evict people. I don't want to have to do applications, chase people around, repairs. I mean, it's not very economical to me. My time is valued more doing other things than hunting down tenants. I do have a few properties that I don't have a management company in place, and they take up a couple hours, at least a month, of things that I have to make phone calls to do or try to collect, or it's somewhat of a pain. Again, when you're starting out, you've got maybe 2-3 properties. It's probably not the best business decision to hire management at that point. When you get to 10, 15, 20 properties, at that point I would recommend you bring on a management team and collect a check every month. But going back to that, you also want to hire a great management company. There are some management companies that just want their cut. They don't do anything. They don't try to collect. They just file court papers, which costs you anywhere from $100, $150, depending on your state, or more, to get somebody out of the residence, the tenant gone. So you want to have a very active property management company. I mean, that's a key role, and that's somebody else that you would want to add to your team if you're going to be heavily into the rental property business. As I said before, the rental property business is it's a very lucrative business. If you can build your portfolio enough, when your passive income is greater than your monthly expenses, I mean, that pretty much gives you your financial freedom that you're really essentially looking for, or what everyone talks about being in the real estate business. To me, it's much more than that. I like the thrill of finding a deal, making something happen, turn around selling it and making money. That's what I like to do. So to sit back and not do anything on a daily basis is not really personally my goal at this point in my life. I'm still young, so maybe in 10, 15 years that will be a different story. But right now I'm still have a lot of energy and ready to get out there and do some other deals. I just enjoy doing it. So basically, going back over the rental business, we have all these documents and a lot more in-depth analysis on how you can find these properties, how you should structure these deals, pretty much what you need to get done as far as title work. If you're doing owner financing, how do you get this property under contract? How do you bring it to closing? I mean, it walks you through step by step exactly how to do this. And they're major details actually, but it wouldn't make any sense with me standing here telling you. Again, the website's coming. These documents will be on there. My class seminar binder will have these details and documents in it as well, that you can keep and use. But one thing I always like to tell everyone, there's somewhat of a disclaimer, each individual state has its own rules and regulations. Most of the stuff I'm telling you is based on North Carolina. So if you're in Virginia or South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, wherever you are located, even California, make sure that you take some of these documents to your real estate attorney on your team and get them to go over them and make the adjustments that are correct for your state. Like I said, my main goal with this whole course and teaching people how to do this is I was, 4 or 5 years ago, I was young and dumb and ready to make something happen, and I made a few mistakes that cost me money. And that's basically what I'm doing. I'm preparing a lot of these things that I made mistakes on and things I didn't do that I should have done. And luckily I'm savvy enough to come out of them on top, but not everyone is like that. So this is kind of just get you over that first little hump, to get your business moving along and not make mistakes that I made or other investors made early in their career, that sometimes can come back and bite you. So you're really a step ahead. I didn't really have somebody 5, 6 years ago when I started investing in real estate tell me these things. I made the mistake, I learned from it, and moved on. You just have to suck it up, be a man or a woman, and admit to your mistakes and move on. So that's where we're going to recap everything here on the rental property business. Just to sum it all up, I love rental properties. I think they're a solid investment. It's something that I highly suggest you at least put a portion of rentals into your portfolio. I definitely think a diverse portfolio is good. Like I said before, I'm more heavily leveraged into real estate because it's what I know. I feel comfortable with it. It's not for everyone. Again, consult your attorney, financial advisor. They might not tell you what you want to hear. Also your CPA, that's a crucial thing when you get into dealing with real estate and big numbers. You're gonna owe Uncle Sam money. So make sure that you're covered, and that with tax obligations that you're gonna have to pay, that you have that set up in a way, that you can maximize your profit or use legitimate expenses. You get to a point in your business where, people say, oh, you own your own business, you can write this off, you can write that off. At the end of the day, if you're making money, you're gonna be paying the government a good amount of money. I mean, there's no way around it. You gotta pay taxes. So just structure your deals to where you know what you're gonna have to pay. Where you can put money in to not have a big tax hit, or how you can take money out of a property with some of it being your profit, that you're not going to have a massive tax hit. So just consult these people. Go ahead and just keep moving forward on finding properties. Also, back with finding deals on the section prior, basically, rental properties, finding these rent-to-own properties, Craigslist is a great place to do it. Also, properties that are on the MLS that have been on there for 3, 4, 5, 600 days, doing owner financing deals is good. The one thing I failed to mention in an owner financing deal, only do an owner financing deal with a seller that actually owns the property outright. If it's a subject to type deal, you're almost getting in the same situation that you were with putting the property under contract and you're buying it by terms. So that means, in layman's terms, that the owner of the current property still has a mortgage on it, has a lien holder. So, you're basically going to be in third position if you can get a position. Basically, if something was to go south, you're going to end up, any money you put into that property is just going to be wiped out. By the time it goes through foreclosure, it's auctioned and sold. You're either going to buy it back or you're just going to lose some money. So subject to deals are very risky, and especially if it's in a long-term type subject to, I would highly recommend that you stay away from it. So to cap everything up, rental properties, they're awesome. Build them up, get your passive income up to help your cash flow with your business. That's cash flow coming in every month. Add that to your flips, rehabs, any type of other real estate that you're getting involved in, and basically these properties to add to your portfolio. Don't be too aggressive on it. Don't tie up a bunch of money that you need to put into your rehabs in these properties. You build it over time. If you can go out and get a big package at one time, that's fine and dandy. Just make sure that you have the capital to continue on with your flips, rehabs, or new construction homes, or whatever you're going to do in the next section, where you're going to make more money in a faster period of time. But you're going to also need to put some of that money back into this business, because the rental property business, or portion of your business, is going to pay you over time better, which is going to be steady income. And that's really what you need to have as the core to your real estate business. So this is Josh Houchins. As always, feel free to contact me, send me an email, like us on Facebook, Twitter, watch our videos, share them with a friend, contact me, come down, check out what we have going on. Feel free to get in touch with us. We'll send you our real estate seminar. It's free as of now. There's no charge for it. You'll get the book. We do one-on-one personal training down here on some of our stuff, so you can see exactly how we do it on a first-hand basis. We don't operate where you call a call center somewhere and the people can't answer your questions, or they feed you a line so you'll get off. This is actually real life. You can come down here and meet me, see what I'm doing, and then I can mentor you or help you in any way possible. I want you to succeed using my seminar. And as always, get in contact with me, and happy investing.